Peace. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is a bit of a mix and match. I'm going to be getting ready to go nowhere, and I put some polls up on my Instagram. If you don't follow my Instagram, you really should. It's Jiordan.Leigh.yt. Get on it. And I had a really overwhelming amount of responses from everyone. I think there's like 40 people, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've only just started your channel, it is quite a lot, I think. And it's not just polls. People have given me their opinions on things, some experiences. It's all very exciting. So we're gonna read the polls out, see what people have said, then I'm gonna give my opinion on it, because why not? So that's what we're gonna do. Also, if it looks like really weird that I'm like staring directly at you, I'm not. It's because I've got you placed on top of a tub of sweets on top of my mirror, so I've got to look in the mirror to see what I'm doing. So yes. So to start off with, I am very disorganised. Oh my goodness, chat. Anyway, so I'm also like, I wouldn't recommend me to do your makeup for like weddings and proms and things, because I'm not very good at it. I'm not one of these who like conceals and bakes and moisturises beforehand. I just put a bit of primer on and hope for the best, not gonna lie to you. So I'm using the, how do YouTubers do this? I don't know if you can see that, the Benefit Professional primer. I have two of these, one in the little miniature one, that's a pearl primer, this is a pore primer. I've used near enough like every last little bit of this, so I'm going to have to try and roll it. But it does this thing with it, like, oh my god, like that. It comes out really aggressive. Oh dear. Oh god, it's such a mess. Right. And this is like the only primer that like I really like, I suppose, believe in. It was back in the day, you were when people who used men's Nivea shaving cream as a primer, because we all did it, and it really stunk and was dead thick. Like, imagine if you were going to get your makeup done and they got like a shaving aftershave cream out, you'd be like, I was rubbing it with my hands because I'm a meth, but we move. It's mainly like this part of my face that gets it all like clogged up on that, and this, like these parts of my nose. Put a bit on my eyes, just rub it all in, so my skin is nice and soft. I'm hoping that I get some more of this for Christmas, to be honest, because normally like one bottle or one tube every year, say, of these lasts me like the full year, because I hardly ever wear makeup. I'm just not one of them who feels like, not to sound like big-headed, but like it feels like you have to wear makeup all the time. And I'm in work like 4 or 5 days a week, with especially wearing all these masks and stuff, I don't feel like there's any point wearing it, but you do use this. I normally get some form of like Benefit cosmetic except for Christmas off my mum and stepdad, just because I like their makeup and I like the primer. But mum normally struggles to get one of these in like a full bottle, so I was surprised last year when she was able to get one. They normally just come like in these little sizes. So let me get me polls up. I asked it over on my Instagram and also on my Facebook as well, because I haven't got that many followers on my Instagram. What I will do, if you give me a little cheeky follow, get me foundation first, that's actually. And again, I'm not really like a foundation type person, I'm more of a BB cream, but we'll go with foundation today when I can. Where is it? Oh. Right in front of me. Oh my god, it's an absolute mess, how disgusting. Let's give it a bit of a wipe. I literally brought up a bit of kitchen roll just in case anything was a bit messy, because as much as I am a tramp, like, you don't need to know that yet. So the foundation that I use is the Revlon Colour Stay Normal / Dry foundation in the shade 220, which is natural beige. I think this is a little bit too pale for me from what I can remember, because I've worn it in like a while. But normally if I like bronze and contour anyway, then it's okay. It's not like extremely pale. And I normally use BB cream when I've got a bit of a tan, and the BB cream that I use is about 100 years old. It just says BB cream, beauty balm in the shade medium, 9-in-1, long lasting, up to 24-hour hydration, even skin tone. So yeah, that's the BB cream that I use. Again, I use that, like I said, when I've got a bit of a tan. I don't know what brush I'm going to use today. They're all a bit dirty even though we clean them. I'm going to use the Old Faithful Real Techniques brush, the orange one, the OGs. It's the buffing brush. Okay, so the first question that I asked over on my poll was, do we think COVID-19 is a real thing? And the majority of people said yes, that it is real. There's about 3 or 4 people said they don't think it's real. Someone else said yes, but I think it is highly exaggerated. Okay, the next question I asked was, will you be getting the COVID-19 vaccine? And quite a lot of people said no, but then for every 2 people that said no, 1 person said yes. And people give a few reasons behind it, so I'm going to read what they are. They said they wouldn't get it straight away, they thrown it together too fast and don't know the risks. Someone else said, what's the point in having it? Someone else has said yes, they would, to protect others who can't receive it, and better to protect vulnerable patients. Okay. And someone else said it's not been tested long enough to be deemed as safe. Again, a lot of Facebook responses were the same. They said they don't feel like it's been out long enough to be deemed as safe. Excuse the fact it's covered in candle wax, so I had a nightmare with my wax melt. Using the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. I don't know whether it tells me what shade it's in. Oh, in the shade 003 Peach Glow. And I'm going to be really weird and use a beauty blender to put this powder on, because I can't find me powder brush at the minute. So we're just going hell for leather all over. It's gone on surprisingly quite nice. Normally I get that little horrible patch here by my unibrow, but I plucked it yesterday for this video. So be grateful. The next question I asked was, could you cope with being in lockdown longer than December the 2nd? So in the UK at the minute, we are all in a national lockdown until the 2nd of December. Meaning all restaurants and non-essential shops are shut. We can't go see anyone else outside our house. I don't know if that includes the bubble or not, if you have a social bubble. Still wearing masks when you go to the shops and on public transport. Yeah, but they say it should only be until the 2nd of December. It could change after that. But a lot of people, well, this was near enough 50-50. A lot of people said yes, they could cope being in it longer, and a lot of people have said no. People have said it's what's needed to keep the rest of the country safe, which yeah, is completely understandable. Some people have said no, they couldn't cope. It's been a nightmare not seeing the family or the friends or any social group that they once had. Some people just aren't coping. People couldn't cope with the last one. I struggled quite a bit, I think, with the last one. Well, I think I did and I didn't, because I was still allowed to go to work and was still socialising with people, because obviously my work colleagues and things, and was still having to get public transport to and from work because I don't drive. Not yet. Had my test booked and Corona had to cancel it. But I'm not bitter, I'm just getting better. Yeah, I struggled in terms of obviously not being able to see my family who don't live with me and my boyfriend and stuff. That was quite hard. Yeah, but I think this time again it's the same, and I think it's harder this time now because it's harder to go for walks and do exercise because of how cold it is in the UK. In the summer, people were going out all the time, going walks, parks, beaches, etc. But like I said, I think it's harder this time. I just feel sorry for the people who live on their own and can't see other people, or if you've got family members in care homes like myself and you can't see them during all this. I just think it's a really hard time for everyone. I wouldn't say that if we went in for longer that I couldn't cope, but I wouldn't like it. Do you know what I mean? But I could understand why we would then again be put into a further lockdown. I just think it's more Christmas is people's concern, because obviously December the 2nd is only 23 3 days until Christmas, and if people haven't got the shopping in yet, like the town centres are going to be a chocker, and people are going to want to see the family over Christmas because it's Christmas. Of course, they're going to want to see them. But yeah, I get why we'd need to be in a longer one, but I wouldn't want to at the same time. Another question that I asked, which is not COVID related in the slightest, but we move, is do you believe in love at first sight? A few people against this. It was like 70-30. 70% said yes and 30% said no. Don't think anyone gave me any like experiences on this. And they said no, but I think that love is quite superficial. I don't actually know what the word superficial means, so we're going to check what it means. So superficial means appearing to be true or real only until examined more closely, or existing or occurring as on the surface. So like that love appears to be true until it's examined more closely, I think is what they're trying to say. Don't know, you do you, queen. I don't know whether I do believe in love at first sight or not. I've never actually experienced it. I don't know what constitutes as in love at first sight. Like, do you fall in love with them as soon as you meet them, or do you look at them and think we're going to be together forever, like straight off the bat? I don't know. I don't quite know what that means. Good for you if you've experienced it and you believe in it, but that's everyone's personal opinion. For bronzer, I do my whole routine like backwards, back to front and everything, so again, please don't copy me. I'm using the, I think it's called Lala. Give them Lala Beauty. It's the Ibiza bronzer. It looks a bit like this. Most of the makeup that I use, by the way, is through my GLOSSYBOX subscription because I'm addicted. I'm addicted to it. Yeah, I love my GLOSSYBOX subscription. I get it every month. I think it's like $11.99 for a month, and you get like 50 to 60 quids worth of beauty and makeup products in your box, but again for only like £11.99, which I think is really good. I just love like the face masks and things, and the hair masks, and like the beauty, the makeup brushes that you get. I got an eyeshadow palette from there. It's the LA Splash one, and it is stunning. But I'm just not like an eyeshadow type of girl. Like, I couldn't do a full face of makeup with my eyeshadow. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not one of them. And the next question that I asked was, do you believe in ghosts? This was again a very mixed bag of responses. People did say yes. There was the few that said no. I also asked if anyone had any experiences with ghosts, because I just think it's quite an interesting topic. Someone said they've seen a ghost in work of a night time. Not many other people commented on it, to be quite honest. My opinion on it is that I do believe in ghosts, and I have this philosophy, which I think is quite a nice philosophy, if that's even the right word to use. I believe that when someone passes away, if they weren't ready to go just yet and they haven't lived their life to the full potential, they will then come back as a ghost. But if you've passed away and you've lived your life to the full potential and you don't need to come back to finish off anything else, I think you don't come back as a ghost. So I think this is quite a nice philosophy, especially for, I think, if you've had like grandparents or your parents have died quite young, which is obviously extremely unfortunate. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Benefit Hoola bronzer. Don't know what shade this is in, it's just in the purple box. I know there's another one, I think it's more of like a caramelly colour. This is just, again, just going over the last little bits. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. I think if you pass away when you're like not meant to, as in like you've died due to like unfortunate circumstances or through ill health or whatever, and you weren't ready to leave this world yet, then you will come back as a ghost. I think it's quite a nice way to look at it, to be honest, because I think it's like, because I know a few people are absolutely petrified of ghosts and don't like them very much, but I think, well, maybe they just come back to finish off a job that they'd started, or maybe they just want to visit family members who they've left. So, you know, I just think it's a nice way just think it's a nice way to look at it myself. And I've experienced ghosts before. We had one run across our back garden once, and I seen it and absolutely grabbed my pants. And then I've seen another one in someone else's house. But yeah, I think you do have to like fully believe in them to see them. But if you don't believe in them, that's completely up to you. I get why people don't believe in them, because maybe you don't want to believe in them, so you don't want to see them. Because I think it is quite scary actually seeing one. And I think because both of them I didn't actually meet. One was a family member who passed away before I was born, and someone was on my boyfriend's side of the family who again I passed before I got to meet them, but I still seen them. So I think it can be quite scary if you don't know like why you're seeing one or who they are. I also asked over on Instagram and Facebook what was everyone's favourite season, and most people picked autumn, which I was quite surprised at. Well, between like summer and autumn was people's favourite. So I don't actually know what mine is, because I enjoy the winter purely for the fact like I like going to bed when it's cold, because you can layer up, and I like wearing thick jumpers and scarves and big coats, fluffy pyjamas, and it's close to Christmas when it's winter. But then I also enjoy summer because I think you're just in a better mood when it's the summer, and you get to do more things. You can go out more, you can day drinking's acceptable in the summer. Hello. Curl my lashes. Right, so now I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and I'm going to use again, its benefit is the Bad Gal Bang, and the dirt is gone, mascara. Fun fact about this mascara is that I was going on holiday with my friend to Lanzarote, and we were at the airport, and I realised I hadn't packed a mascara, and I had to buy one from the airport. And I think normally it's about like £10 to buy that mascara, because it's not like a big designer brand of makeup, it's like Benefit, and I think it cost me about £18 to buy from the airport, which, as you can imagine, I was not impressed with, but I bought it anyway. And I think I wore it once in the full week that I was there, because I didn't really wear makeup again. So yeah, that was that. And I've not used it much since, to be honest, but now it's like the only one that I do use, because I think I've just wasted my money. And I don't like wasting money, although I waste it every day on food. The next question that I asked, or the poll that I put up, was do people prefer an Apple or an Android phone? A lot of people said Apple, about 3 or 4 people did say Android. I'm like a mixture of both, to be quite honest. I like Android for its cameras and the fact that it's a lot cheaper for everything with an Android. Like the apps are cheaper, like charging wires and plugs and all sorts are cheaper, the accessories are cheaper for an Android phone. But I do like Apple in terms of like its emojis, and I think it just looks a bit more like professional for things, if that makes sense. Like I use my iPhone XS for my Instagram. I never upload anything social media wise, because I just think it looks better and more professional. I think it engages more of an audience, as stupid as that sounds. People do prefer to look at things from an Apple phone and prefer the Apple emojis and the layout of an Apple phone, so that's what I use that for. But I think Apple are like so much more expensive. Like I swapped from an Apple phone to an Android purely for like how expensive it was to buy, how expensive a month it was, sorry, to run my Apple phone. If I go from like taking a selfie on my Android phone to my iPhone, like I don't like the iPhone quality anymore. I think it's far too close to your face, which is what I found was an issue with when I first got my iPhone XS anyway. I thought the camera was far too close. Like it looked like everything was too zoomed in when you weren't zooming in. I prefer holding like a bigger phone anyway. Like I was going to go from like the iPhone XS to like the 8 Plus, and I was like, what are you doing? Why would you downgrade to such a lower phone just for the size of it? Silly me. Oh, anyone else hate when you like, if your mascara's still a bit wet and you look up or whatever and you get all clumps here, or you get them like on your lash line? Annoying. Okay, so the next question that I asked was, do people think we should be allowed back how to do our own thing, as in like you choose whether or not you want to wear a mask and to go out on nightclubs and do whatever we were allowed to do before lockdown. This again was quite a mixed response, about 50-50. I think quite a few people said yes due to the fact that they think like people think corona is never actually going to go away and we have to go back to normal at some point. Some people said as much as we want to, we can't because it's protecting other people. I'm sort of mixed again between the two. The highlighter that I am using is the Profusion Strobed Highlight Powder Duo, which I don't even know if you can see these, I'm hoping that you can. Like this, and I'm using the Profusion highlighter brush. I got given this in a set at Christmas by mi madre. I'm going to use this one here, like the rose goldy type one, because I'm all about rose gold. I like to just do it like the tiniest little sweep because girl, she poppin'. The next question that I asked was, do you think a person who has done you wrong is capable of change? This was very mixed. Once again, I love how mixed that it actually was, and I love that people like give me their opinion on things too. My friend James, you just give me like a response to every single thing, because me and him have this thing where like we absolutely love Loose Women, and if I'm watching something on Loose Women, I will then video message him and ask him his opinion, and he will do the same back, and we spend like hours on Snapchat just like giving each other our opinion on things. Most of the time they are near enough the same, or we'll come to like a general consensus on stuff. He said people are capable of change. Furthermore, big words. Furthermore, I think people can acknowledge they have done wrong and feel remorse, but it is up to them about how they change. I also think you need to be willing to accept they have changed. Everyone's capable of growth and change if they choose to. And then there was a few people who mentioned about like their ex-boyfriends and stuff who had done them wrong, and then they were like, I'm going to change, I'm sorry, I will change this time, and then didn't end up doing so. Put him in the bin. That's all I've got to say on that matter. See, again, it's like, it depends what they actually did wrong, like whether they've had an affair, whether they've just lied to you about something, whether they've, I don't know, like mistreated someone that you know, whether they've, I don't know, like done a crime or whatever. I think with that it just depends on what they have actually done. I think people can be capable of change, but again, as said by other people, I think it's only if they choose to change, and it depends whether they can accept that they've done something wrong, because I think it can be quite hard for people to accept that they are in the wrong. As much as it's part of adult life, no one likes to be told that they're wrong. Of course they don't. I don't like it, although I am never wrong. I think, as people have said, I think people are capable of change, but it's just whether you choose to accept that they have changed or whether you choose to forgive them after they've changed. But I think with the whole boyfriend thing, I think it's easier from an outside perspective to say, oh my god, you need to get rid of him, he said he's going to change, and of course he won't. But when you're in that relationship, you're in that moment, you believe within your whole being that they are going to change, and it just gets to a point where you're like, enough is enough now, you aren't going to change, so get in the bin. I'm going to be using again the Benefit Gimme Brow little eyebrow gel in the shade number 3. I think number 5 is more of my shade, but I haven't got it at the minute because I went to use it the other day and I ran out. Sad times. Oh way. Get out of it. Oh my god. We are loving that. We are loving that. I'm such a mess, honest to god, it's disgusting. The last question that I asked, which is I think the most controversial question that I've asked, is, I said, on the topic of change, would you forgive your partner if they had an affair on you? There was only like, I think there was like 1 or 2 people out of the whole amount of people who said that they would forgive the partner. The rest said no. I also said, what would you actually deem as having an affair? Because I think some people deem having an affair as purely just sleeping with somebody, but some people deem it as if you've kissed someone, or if you're messaging somebody, or even like just saying that you fancy somebody else, that could be deemed as cheating in some people's eyes. So I asked what people would deem as having an affair. Got quite a few responses, which was nice. I class an affair as doing something you know is wrong, even messaging someone else. Prolonged intimacy, whether it being texting or just actual. Kissing or even flirting is cheating, to be honest. Kissing and anything more. Flirting I don't class as cheating. Flirting and anything past that. Affair can be physical or emotional. I agree. I was having this discussion with my mum yesterday, and she was like, "Why are you asking me this?" I was like, "It's just for the poll, don't worry." I said I class having an affair as anything you would normally do with your partner, you do with somebody else that isn't your partner, if that makes sense. So like, I was like, my boyfriend messages me and we kiss, hold hands and do like coupley things together. If he was to do any of that with another woman, I would deem that as cheating. Even like messaging someone, sending nudes, having a kiss on a night out, holding hands, like with the intention of more, I think is classed as having an affair. And I think quite a few people get away with what I would deem as having an affair on a night out, being like, "Oh my god, I was so drunk, I didn't mean it. Oh, I'd had too many shots, I didn't know what I was doing," or "It was just a drunken kiss, don't worry." I think if you can forgive someone for kissing somebody else on a night out because they were drunk, I think that just gives them the green light to do whatever when they're drunk. Again, that's just my opinion. People might think different, and that's like completely okay. But I think as soon as you allow it to happen once, and they go do it again and again and again, but I don't think you can blame being drunk on kissing somebody or messing somebody else or sleep with somebody else. Because when I'm drunk, all I think about is either my boyfriend's or having a chicken nuggets or a wrap from Taco Bell. That's as far as my imagination goes towards other people. I don't get how other people can get drunk and sleep with somebody else. How do you even have the time? I'm thinking about getting in my bed, taking my eyelashes off, wiping all my makeup off, and going to bed in my fluffy pyjamas. You're hanging out with the wrong people. That's all I'm saying. I think it's completely up to people whether they do accept the partner back after cheating. I think it's one of them. Again, it's easier said than done. It's like, "I'm never gonna take you. I'd never take him back. He's a disgrace." Da, 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 da. And I think unless you're actually in that moment and it's you, I don't think people can give like a genuine response on it. Because there's some people who've said, yes, I will forgive my partner if he cheated. But again, I think unless you're actually in that moment, it's like, I don't know how people could actually give a genuine response. Of course, it's just a poll, it's only a bit of fun. It's not like dead serious. Right, okay, so I did find eyelash glue, and I used the Eyebrow London Lash Fix. I normally use the Duo glue, but I can't find it at the minute. We love that. I did them off camera because I'm horrendous at putting eyelashes on, and if I got stressed, no good for me. The eyelashes that I have used are the Ruby Slipper cosmetic ones, which I mentioned in my very first video, and they are the Eyebrow ones. Don't even know if you can see it, but okay. Yeah, I ordered these from a family friend of ours who owns the page Wonderland Boutique 84. You should definitely go check them out. I love these eyelashes so much. They're just so light and fluffy, really curly. Itch. Yeah, I'll never go back to using any other eyelashes but these. Looks like these are the more natural of the two pairs that I do own. Yeah, I don't think they look too bad. Like, if you're just going out and things, they look like you've just got extensions in. And the lip gloss that I've got on is the Victoria's Secret Extreme Plumper. It's absolutely wrecked because I've had it for about 4 years. Yeah, that's all my questions, guys. I hope you enjoyed it because I really enjoyed doing it. I might do another one in a couple of weeks and see, because I'm hoping as like time goes on I get more followers and subscribers, so we can meet more people, get more people's opinions. I love other people having an opinion. I love seeing what they think. So yeah, this is the full shebang. As you can see, I'm still in pyjamas. I should have mentioned that before really, because I'm not going out anyway. So I got dressed up for nothing, but I really like it. Might take a couple of photos for the gram, because you know we're all about their Instagram now. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all the support that I've had on my last 2 videos. People seem to really like the mascaras haul, which I was quite surprised at. I didn't think many people would enjoy it. I don't know why. I think I'm just an overthinker. Yeah, so if you want me to do another one of these, comment below, message me, go follow me on Instagram, tell me the same thing. I also have TikTok as well, which is just Jiordan Leigh. It's an absolute shambles on there as well on my TikTok. Yeah, if you want any more or know any questions that I can ask, again, feel free to let me know. I'm all for like making new friends and chatting to people. But yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye!